Donald John Trump, born in Queens, New York in 1946, became a household name long before his foray into politics. A businessman and real estate mogul, Trump's empire was built on a foundation of luxury hotels, casinos, and golf courses. His name became synonymous with wealth, extravagance, and a certain brand of New York City bravado. Trump's early fame was cemented by his appearances on television, particularly his role in the reality show The Apprentice, where his catchphrase, "You're fired," became instantly iconic. Trump's business acumen and flamboyant personality made him a media magnet. He cultivated an image of success, often exaggerating his wealth and accomplishments. He published books, gave interviews, and became a fixture in the tabloids. By the time he announced his candidacy for President of the United States in 2015, Trump was already a well-known figure, albeit a polarizing one. His entry into politics took many by surprise. He had never held elected office, and his political views seemed fluid at best. Yet there was an undeniable appeal to his message, a populist rhetoric that resonated with a segment of the American public. They saw in Trump a successful businessman, an outsider, someone who wasn't beholden to the political establishment. His campaign rallies were unlike anything seen before. They were loud, boisterous affairs filled with passionate supporters drawn to his promises of economic revival and a return to American greatness. Trump's message, delivered with his trademark bluntness and often inflammatory language, tapped into a vein of anger and frustration that had been building for years. Trump's presidency from 2017 to 2021 was one of constant turmoil and controversy. His administration was plagued by scandals, resignations, and firings. Trump's use of social media to attack his opponents, often in crude and demeaning terms, further polarized the country. His policies, particularly on immigration and trade, were met with fierce opposition. His decision to withdraw from the Paris Agreement on climate change drew international condemnation. The Mueller investigation, which examined Russian interference in the 2016 election, cast a long shadow over his presidency. Trump faced 2 impeachments during his time in office, a testament to the deep divisions he had sown within the American political landscape. The first impeachment in 2019 stemmed from his attempts to pressure Ukraine to investigate his political rival, Joe Biden. The second, in 2021, came after the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol by his supporters. Despite these challenges, Trump remained defiant. He dismissed the impeachments as partisan witch hunts and continued to claim that the 2020 election, which he lost to Joe Biden, was stolen from him. These claims were repeatedly debunked by election officials and courts across the country, but they resonated with his base, further solidifying their support. Despite losing the 2020 election, Trump's grip on the Republican Party remained strong. He continued to hold rallies, endorse candidates, and shape the party's agenda. He portrayed himself as a victim of a rigged system, fueling a sense of grievance among his supporters. Trump's relentless attacks on the legitimacy of the 2020 election, and his continued dominance within the Republican Party, set the stage for his 2024 comeback bid. The nation remained deeply divided, with many Americans disillusioned by the political establishment and drawn to Trump's populist message. His campaign for the 2024 Republican nomination was marked by familiar themes: attacks on his opponents, promises to restore American greatness, and a continued insistence that the 2020 election had been stolen. Despite facing a crowded field of Republican challengers, Trump emerged victorious, securing the party's nomination for a second time. Trump's 2024 campaign was heavily funded by billionaire donors, many of whom saw in him a vehicle for advancing their own economic interests. These donors poured record amounts of money into super PACs, which are political action committees that can raise unlimited sums of money from corporations, unions, and individuals. Among the most prominent of these donors was Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. Musk, who had previously expressed admiration for Trump's business acumen, became a vocal supporter of his 2024 presidential bid. His super PAC, America PAC, spent hundreds of millions of dollars on advertising and other campaign activities, making him one of the largest donors in the race. Musk's support for Trump was driven in part by his belief that Trump's policies, particularly his deregulation of the tech industry, were beneficial to his businesses. He saw in Trump a president who was willing to challenge the status quo and prioritize economic growth over other concerns. The influx of billionaire money into the 2024 election raised concerns about the influence of wealthy donors on American politics. Critics argued that this level of spending gave a small number of individuals an outsized influence on the outcome of elections, undermining the principle of one person, one vote.